Wow, it's really December, isn't it? All right. Hello. Is it raining right now? I don't know if I've ever seen this much snow in my entire life. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? I am grouchy. I made a mistake, and I don't really know how to fix it. Well, I don't know if I made a mistake or if I'm just having a day, but I am in Salt Lake City. Like 5 days ago, I decided to leave Fish Lake National Forest and come straight here. I needed a new phone, I needed an oil change, amongst other things. I just needed to be in the city. But if you know anything about me, I hate cities. They make me feel claustrophobic. They make my heart race really fast. Anyways, right now I'm having kind of a moment because I haven't gotten my brake pads changed yet. And so theoretically I shouldn't leave. However, I think if I stay in this city another night, bad things are gonna happen. All that to say, I'm leaving, even though I shouldn't leave. As I started driving out of the city, it was undeniable that a storm was brewing. It is so windy right now. I'd seen snow on the forecast all week, but with the warm days and clear skies, I'd found it kind of hard to believe. But since the tide seemed to be shifting, and since I'd become a little deprived of any type of weather, I decided I'd go up to the mountains east of Provo to see if I could catch a few hours of snow. It's funny looking back at this footage because I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
You've arrived.
At this point, I still had no idea if it was going to rain or snow or not, and honestly, it wasn't even on my mind. I was just so damn happy to be out of the city. You know, the second that we got out here, it felt like something that had been sitting on my chest just like stopped sitting on my chest. I didn't realize that the city affected me that much. It's good to know, I guess, but is it raining right now? I have no idea what's happening right now. I'm so curious to know if this is going to turn into snow. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like rain, but there was snow on the forecast, so maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Finny, are we gonna see snow one of these days? What are you doing? Maybe tomorrow indeed. Around 4 a.m., the sprinkling on the roof was coming down loud enough that it woke me, and when I finally got out of bed at 9 the next morning, it was still coming down way harder than I'd anticipated. You wanna go play in the snow? Do you wanna go play in the snow? Do ya? Do ya? Okay. Oh my gosh. At 9:30, I attempted to go on my morning walk with Finn, but very quickly I realized that the snow was far too wet for my poor little baby dog, so instead I gave him 5 minutes to run around in the slush before bringing him back to the van to defrost. Last week, It was the first week of December, 3 weeks before Christmas, and I was like, okay, now it's time to buy my flight home. My plan was to fly home for 4 days for Christmas to see my family and what have you. However, flights right now are very expensive. As it turns out, my ticket plus Finn's fare plus the van being stored, it would be over $1,000 to go home for 4 days. And when I found that out, I decided, well, I didn't really decide. I had no choice but to say I'm not going home for Christmas, which is like the worst feeling ever. Anyways, all this to say that I think I have a new route in my mind for the next 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks until Christmas right now, and I think I'm gonna go see my brother for Christmas. And also it gives me an excuse to go into Colorado. I did a lot of walking this morning. I followed the trail that ran alongside the river, and it was only when I'd been out long enough for my fingers to turn into icicles that I finally started to make my way back home. Hi, honey. Hi. I spent the afternoon editing, just loving the coziness of it all. The snow falling outside, the heater keeping the van warm enough to stay in a t-shirt all day. Finn, as curious as ever, just watching, always watching. Time seemed to just fly by, and before I knew it, it was 5, the light was fading fast, and I found myself scrambling to get myself ready for one last walk in the snow. But outside, the world was brutal. The snow is hella deep. Dude, I don't know if I've ever seen this much snow come down in my entire life. This is so sick, dude. These mountains up here. I'm so in love, you guys. I'm so in love. The snow had truly overtaken the landscape. The wind made being outside nearly unbearable. And yet, there was sort of this peacefulness in my mind, the kind that only comes when the world around me is in such chaos that it finally makes me a spectator of something other than my own thoughts. I was starting to get a little bit confused, starting last week maybe, the first week of December, because I hadn't seen any snow, and I was like, I thought I was going to see snow by now. But my goodness, I am glad that this is where I got to see my first snowfall. It snowed at least 6 inches. Like, there's a lot of snow out here, actually. I'm so curious to know, if I bought a property eventually, somewhere where it does snow, how long would it take me to hate the snow? That's like my only question, I think. Benny! Hi! Hi! Don't mind me just defrosting by the fireplace. So for dinner tonight, I'm going to make a stir fry with potato, carrots, asparagus, maybe an egg. Am I seriously out of beans? Oh no! Pasta. These veggies get a 10 out of 10. I don't know what I did. I'm running the car right now because I have to make sure that my batteries don't die in the middle of the night because it is cold. Alright. Happy, Sabby, happy, happy, happy. We are tucking in for the night. It has been a long day. It has been a good, healthy, long day up in the mountains. I was curious to know if we were gonna get snow, And honestly, I thought that if we were gonna get any snow, it wasn't gonna be like a lot, but I am flabbergasted by the amount of snow, how pretty it was, and just how well everything worked out. I think in the morning, I'm going to start to make my way east. That'll be interesting. But first, I have to get the heck out of here, which I don't know how that's gonna work out. I hope that it's not that bad. The road out, it's windy and a little sketchy, but people were driving it all day today. But it might be icy tomorrow, so I don't know. Mud. Good morning. We are very cold this morning. It is 23 degrees out, and my diesel heater is out of gas. So it's definitely time to leave. I'll tell you right now, 1.5 gallons is not big enough for my diesel tank. That's all I'll say about it. Oh my god. Holy heck. I almost don't want to leave, but I don't have any heat, so I can't stay. I guess I'll just go experience it one last time before we leave. That's complete ice. Oh my god. This ground is mucho very icy. Curious to see what it's like driving out of here. Hi, puppy. Uh-oh. Phineas, you're too small for this. I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. What is that? Sound of ice might just be the most terrifying sound in the entire universe. What did I say that one time? So far, so grippy. So far, so grippy. Okay, we got it. Oh, that's wonderful. Goodbye, wonderful snow park or state park. I don't even know what this was. I probably should note it in my journal. We are slipping and sliding. This is more like the snow winter videos that I've been watching. It's kind of fun. Like, I don't feel unsafe. It's just definitely like, I can tell that the ground is icy as shit, which is a good thing to be aware of, I guess. Hello, could I get a cappuccino? And now we head east. And this video's over. I'm just like driving and I'm doing weird things today. Don't you just love when people stare at you when you're filming yourself? Whoa, no. A balanced meal. That's weird. Wait, Anna? I'm hearing voices.